Okay, let's see here. In the US, COVID-19 vaccines aren't required, but they may be required for foreigners to enter. So the Biden administration is expected to require nearly all foreign visitors traveling to the United States to be fully vaccinated, according to an anonymous White House official on Wednesday per the Associated Press. Um, the Biden administration has put together an interagency task force to study how and when to open safely, reported BBC. These plans and policies are still developing, reported the New York Times. What are the current travel restrictions for those entering the U.S.? To curtail the spread of COVID 19, the U.S. put restrictions on international travel in January 2020 and has expanded or maintained these restrictions ever since. That's true because when I came back from Costa Rica about 3 weeks ago, I had to take a COVID test that shows I'm negative. Otherwise, if I didn't have that negative test, we're not going to let me in the plane. And the test cost me about 50 US dollars. I took the antigen test. There's a PCR test and the antigen test. Non-US nationals who have visited Brazil, China, India, Ireland, Iran, South Africa, the UK, which is the United Kingdom, like England, Scotland, Wales, or any of Europe's 26 country Schengen zone within the last 14 days are prohibited from entering the United States per the BBC. So if if you went to Europe, the Schengen area, within the last 14 days, you're not allowed in the United States right now. Numerous groups, including foreign allies, air travel industries, and families kept apart from loved ones, have pressured the Biden administration to ease travel restrictions, reported the AP. These groups have complained that these restrictions ignore that the U.S. has a higher COVID 19 caseload than many prohibited places, which is true. What do we know about the new vaccine requirements for foreign travelers? The new vaccine requirements are a developing policy, reported the New York Times. An interagency task force is working on a new plan for safely reopening travel into the U.S. after the current restrictions are lifted. This includes a phased approach that over time will mean, with limited exceptions, that foreign nationals traveling to the United States from all countries need to be fully vaccinated, said their named official. This will allow the United States to reopen in a safe and sustainable manner, the unnamed official said for the BBC. Currently, the U.S. is experiencing a surge in cases, particularly among unvaccinated individuals, driven by the Delta variant, reported the Desert News. What's still unknown about the new travel requirements? Many specifics of the development policy and new travel requirements remain unknown, reported the BBC. No timeline for implementation has been announced, reported the AP. No list of approved vaccine has been specified, reported the BBC. The U.S. will maintain existing travel restrictions at this point, said White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki last week, per the BBC. Okay, so let me go to this chart here that I pulled up. right? So they're saying, well, they're coming up with a policy where to enter the United States, you have to be fully vaccinated if you're a foreign tourist, right? Look at the fully vaccinated global population as of right now, as of yesterday. 14.9% of the world's population is considered fully vaccinated. That's very low. And you right over here, you see number of vaccine doses administered globally, over 4 billion. Number of fully vaccinated globally, over 1,129,704. That's not a lot, right? We got what, over 5, 6 billion people? No. Number of countries with a vaccination program, 217. Let me go down to this list here. This is the country, doses administered, doses per 1,000, fully vaccinated population, vaccines being used in a country. So for the world, it's 14.9%. Doses administered, over 4,106,000,000. You look at India, for example, India administered over 461 million, 518,000, right, doses. But yet, for India, that's only brought it to 7.5% of its population that's fully vaccinated. So, if this policy goes through, it'd be very hard to find people from India who would be allowed in the United States, you know? And I know there are people here because I know this lady, she used to work, she used to be a flight attendant and she married somebody and she's living in the States now. Sometimes she travels back to India. And the problem is you could take a plane, go to India, and next thing you know, there's a policy out and then you're trapped. And that happened to some man. He went over to India. He works here in the U.S. And I think one of the senators helped get him back. You know, it's not easy. You go over there, and once you're not a citizen, and you're holding some other visa or green card or what have you, good luck. You know, trying to get back. So I think once you're not a citizen or a resident, something like that, then you're gonna have a problem. If it's just an H-1B visa or so forth, well, good luck. So that's gonna be a problem. So this is a very low number for India, 7.5%. Look at the United States, 50.2%, and we need to get up to like 70% to achieve herd immunity. Brazil is only 19.4%. Germany, 52. Germany is a little more than what we got, 52.1%. Japan is 27.8%. The UK, it's a little over 55%. So look at all these countries like Italy, 51%. They don't even achieve herd immunity. France, 44.5%. Russia is only 16.9%. Spain is a bit up there, 54.4%. They're doing better than us, right? Because we are 50.2% for the United States. Mexico is 22.2%. And let's see. Saudi Arabia, 23.4%. And Saudi Arabia has a lot of money from oil. They should be able to afford to buy these vaccines. South Korea is only 13.7%. You see that? What was Japan? I think, yeah. Japan is 27.8%. That's not good. No wonder they have a surge during the Olympics. Morocco is 28.1. Chile is 58.5%. Philippines is 7.4%. Hmm, that's not good too. Philippines. That's a low number. Netherlands, 48.2%. Let's see, Thailand. Thailand is only 5.2. I know the number Thailand gave is like 6%, but this is showing 5.2%. It's fully vaccinated in Thailand. Belgium, 55.8%. See? Cambodia, 28.7%. Got Bangladesh, 2.7%. Sweden is 41%. Iran, 2.9%. Not good at all, right? You have Hungary, Kazakhstan. Look at Taiwan. Taiwan has a good economy, but look at this. 1.6% is Taiwan. That is definitely not good. South Africa is 4.9%. Singapore, 51.4%. Vietnam is 0.6%. Not good. Iceland is 56.6%. And you have Uzbekistan, 3.1%. Hong Kong, 31.8%. Let's see, Egypt. Egypt is 1.6%. That's not a good number at all. Nepal, 5.5%. Nepal had an outbreak. Lots of people were down in Nepal. Jordan, 22.3. Norway, 32.5. Norway is one of the wealthier countries. I'm surprised they this low, 32.5%. Let's see here. Nigeria has a lot of oil. 0.7% Nigeria. Hmm. Qatar. Qatar is 62%. Cuba is only 3.6%. Kuwait, 0.9%. Kuwait is a rich country. Yeah, they have a lot of money from the oil. They have a lot of foreign maids working there, especially from the Philippines. they can afford they can afford people to come clean their homes. Well, they should be able to afford to get this number up, this vaccination rate up, because 0.9%, that's not a good number for a country with so many resources that's wealthy. Costa Rica, 16. I was in Costa Rica a few weeks ago, and I had to take that COVID test to be negative before I flew back to the States. So this is 16.6%. Tunisia, which is in Northern Africa, 8.3%. Let's see, Panama, 16.6%. That's not bad. Oman, that's a Gulf state. All these countries with the oil, 7%. New Zealand, 14%. Got Lebanon, 12.2%. This is not good. Iraq, only 1%. Fully vaccinated. Cyprus, 38.5%. Senegal, 1.7%. Luxembourg, 51%. You have the Sudan, 0.3%. Sudan is right south of Egypt. Let's see. Trinidad and Tobago, 13.8%. That's not a good number. Iceland, 72%. So Iceland achieved herd immunity. They're over 70%. Now, Guyana, 17.2%. Yemen, 0%. They currently have a war going on there for years now. In Yemen, 0. Suriname, 10%. At the Congo, 0.1%. Mali, 0.3%. Let's see, Cape Verde. This is off. This is off the west coast of Africa. Cape Verde. You have French Polynesia, Namibia, Brunei, the Seychelles. The Seychelles is off the east of Africa in the Indian Ocean. And they are 70.9%, way better than the United States of America, right? 70.9%. And the Seychelles, I believe they depend on a lot of tourism over there. I don't know what kind of natural resources they have. But I remember on one of the shows, The Amazing Race, they were in it. They were included when some of the contestants had to go to the Seychelles. So that's not bad. 70.9%. All the way in the Indian Ocean. The Isle of Man. I think the Isle of Man is part of the United Kingdom, I believe. The Bahamas, 11.4%. You have Liberia, Bermuda. Look at that. Bermuda is 64%. And Bermuda is very close. I think it's close to like North Carolina, or the Carolinas. Yeah. You could go to Bermuda is a short plane ride or boat ride. And look at that. They're 64.1%. Gibraltar, 115.9%. How is that? Yeah, well, wow. I believe Gibraltar is, I believe it's a possession or territory of the British, right, right below Spain. The Rock of Gibraltar. Yeah, a lot of British people go there, vacation. Antigua and Barbuda, Greenland. Greenland got 45%. Benin is in West Africa, 0.1%. You know, going through this list here, it's like a good geography lesson. Kind of juggles my brain, like where these countries are. Benin, I remember Benin from, I think Art Wolf. Art Wolf travels to the, what's that? Not the unknown, but he has that show. He was in Benin in one of his shows, Benin, in West Africa. Yeah, where you where he does these travels to places that most people never even go to. Benin, South Sudan. They broke away from Sudan some years ago. It's in Lucia, then Gambia. Gambia is in West Africa. 0.5%. St. Kitts and Nevis, 36.9%. Turkmenistan, Monaco, that's right next to France. Dominica, Tonga, Liechtenstein, Burkina Faso is zero, it shows zero. Burkina Faso, I believe, is in one of the African countries, Burkina Faso. Chad also, it's another African country, 0.1%. Guinea-Bissau, also another African country. Andorra, Nora, Anguilla. Okay, so there you have it. So the whole idea that the United States would require in the near future people who come in here as tourists to be fully vaccinated. I think the way you protect yourself is when you are fully vaccinated, you know? That's what we should do here. And then we shouldn't have to worry about people coming here because even right now, you could be fully vaccinated as we found out these so-called breakthrough variants. People who are fully vaccinated, they may get like a mild sickness from COVID, and they're able to transmit the germs, the virus to other people. Isn't that interesting? So when you think you're fully vaccinated, you get your 2 doses of Pfizer or Moderna or 1 dose of J&J. Turns out you could still come down with maybe the Delta variant. And not only that, you come down with it, but you could be infectious and you can infect other people around you. That's kind of scary to think about, you know? So, so here we are saying, well, we're going to tell people who come in here to be fully vaccinated, knowing fully well that being fully vaccinated here in America right now is no guarantee that you're not going to come down with one of those breakthrough variants. That you could still come down and you could be infectious. So you're around other people, you could be sneezing or what have you, and they can come down with a variant. However, you may not end up in the hospital because you're fully vaccinated. You may have a mild case of COVID, but you can still transmit the virus. So this is what makes this virus so dangerous, if I may use that word. You see, because even though you're fully vaccinated, there's no guarantee that you're not going to be, you're not going to come down with something and transmit. And then that gives other people an argument, people here in the United States who say, well, why should I get a vaccination then if I could come down with something? People love to come up with an argument as to why they shouldn't do something. So that's really unfortunate. But this is the number right here. Fully vaccinated global population is 14.9%. You know, that's a very, very low percentage across the entire world. And now we're going to put the burden on people and say, well, if you want to visit America, you got to be fully vaccinated. Well, unfortunately, in many countries, people can't get the vaccine. There's no access to the vaccine. I was looking at one of those Thai news videos, and the Prime Minister of Thailand is telling um, the like private company businesses, you go get vaccine, you know. In the meantime, they were controlling the access, and it's not working out. The vaccine they were getting, I think the AstraZeneca and the Sinovac, they're not enough. Less than maybe 6% of the population is vaccinated. So now the prime minister is saying, well, now they want private companies, they're giving them the go ahead. You can order your own vaccine. That's not the way to run stuff, you know. It should be the health ministry or what have you. They should be ones in charge who go out there and get the vaccine and then maybe sell it off to the private businesses to vaccinate people. So they realize they can't do the job. So now they're saying, well, you go ahead and do it. So if you fail, that's your problem. That's not the way to run a government. Nope, not the way.